Hello and welcome to another Google Hangout. Today we're going to be talking about some of the top moments in in the season that's just gone by. Today I've got with me again Joey to discuss some of the topics that have come up in the year so far. How are you doing, Joey? It's been another fantastic year in football.
Yeah, it's been exciting. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, especially for Manchester United. So hopefully we kick on in the new year and bring home some titles.
Yeah, we've seen the sacking of David Moyes and the introduction of Louis van Gaal, which has made a lot of Manchester United fans happy. We've also seen a wholesale changes in loads of new Manchester United signings, which has been great. For most people, the highlight for Manchester United fans has been the appointment of Louis van Gaal, and a lot of people were really against David Moyes staying in charge. Are you pretty happy that we've now got Louis van Gaal in ahead of David Moyes?
Absolutely. I remember at one point thinking last season, this guy has no clue what he's doing. I think it was during the 80 crosses against Fulham or whatever it was, and I just thought he has no plan. And that really came out when Rio Ferdinand was saying something like one game he wanted us to pass the ball, have hundreds of passes, and the next game he wanted us to just cross the ball in. He just really didn't have a formula to stick to, and that really hurt him. Not to mention that he just didn't have that mentality, coming out in press conferences saying, we'll try to win and we'll try to do this, and Liverpool come here as the favorites. That's just something you don't say when you're in charge. So, I mean, he was given a 5 or 6 year contract. Not really surprising to me that he was sacked. I think bare minimum he should have at least got Champions League, and he couldn't do that. So.
Yeah, definitely. I thought when he was first appointed that we would still get the Champions League, but I never thought that we would go on and stay champions unless we improved the squad a little bit. And he wasn't actually my first choice as manager. I would have sooner had a Pep Guardiola or a Carlo Ancelotti, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. But we've now moved on, and we've now got Louis van Gaal in charge, and things are really looking up. As far as the results over the calendar year, probably my favourite is the 3-0 beating of Liverpool not so long ago. I don't know what your favourite moment in terms of Manchester United's results were over the season, but that one's probably up there with the best. And also the Arsenal away not so long ago, when I actually thought we might even lose that one. That was one of my personal favourites as well.
One of mine, obviously, the Liverpool result. That one,
Yeah.
the preseason friendly against Liverpool, I was there, so that was big for me. It was the first time I got to see them play. And the 3-0 at home against Olympiacos, the RVP hat trick was awesome. That was one of my favorites because, we shouldn't have been in that predicament, but Van Persie bailed us out. But yeah, I think that Liverpool result, especially because, the way David De Gea played in that game, it was just unbelievable. We were really clinical that day, finished our chances, and it sent them to another low because at that time they were talking about sacking a man who almost won them the league last year and probably should have won the league.
Yeah, definitely. That moves us on to the Liverpool in 2014, where probably for most Manchester United fans, this is up there with the highlights of the year, of Liverpool coming so close to clinching the title. And I actually got quite a lot of hate for saying that Manchester City, I thought, would still win the Premier League title last season, even when Liverpool were winning the games. I just thought that with Liverpool's defence that they would probably crack in the end, and that was just a neutral thing. I thought they would probably come unstuck against Chelsea. I thought that probably Chelsea would get a draw against Liverpool, and actually going to Liverpool they actually won. And most Manchester United fans loved the fact that it was obviously Steven Gerrard who slipped in order to let in Demba Ba, which for a lot of fans that's probably one of their highlights of the year. I presume that's up there with one of your highlights of the year as well. I would have been
Hey,
devastated if they'd won the league.
I mean, it's just funny, the irony of it. One week they beat City with that lucky, Company misses the ball. It's so lucky. And then the irony of him saying this doesn't slip, we go again, and then he slips and literally gives away the title. And, they probably should have won the league because I don't know how many games they had won in a row. And going forward, they were quite impressive. I'll give them that. When they had Sturridge and Suarez firing on all cylinders with Coutinho and Sterling. But, of course, they didn't win the league. City won it again. And it was unfortunate because, both of our rivals, it's like, fuck, City's going to win it or Liverpool's going to win it. It's something I didn't want to see. I would have rather seen Chelsea win it. I'd rather see Arsenal win it than either of those two. But another one of my favorites was the capitulation against Crystal Palace when they were going for the goal difference, and they just let it slip away, and Crystal Palace came back and drew that game. And then you had Suarez at the end crying like this. That was one of my favorite moments as well.
Yeah, that was a great moment, but I think they probably I'd probably just let it slip against Chelsea there. But I actually think that Chelsea were probably gutted themselves that they didn't win the league because they beat both Liverpool and Manchester City home and away last year, and it was games against teams like Sunderland at home, West Ham at home where they dropped points, where they actually lost the title, and against the top teams they actually played decent football. So they're probably the ones that probably were gutted the most, quite gutted when they didn't win the title. I don't know what your thoughts on that are. I thought they kind of blew it themselves. I know Liverpool went so close, but they did kind of blow it, really.
What's funny is last year's Chelsea kind of reminds me of this year's Manchester United. And I don't mean, the defense and all that. I mean that, Mourinho was saying, this is a little horse right now, but next year when I get my philosophy going and my players in, then you're going to see something. And I feel that's the same way this year. You have Louis van Gaal. It's his first year in England, and his record against the top teams, the top six, I think he's only lost to City. He drew against Chelsea. He beat Arsenal, beat Everton, should have beat Spurs. So, I mean, he's only lost once against a team that finished ahead of him last year. So I think that's quite remarkable. And I think that once he's able to address the defense, the players, you can see it now that the players are starting to understand his philosophy. I think that next year you're going to see a really, really strong Manchester United squad. And I'm really looking forward to it next year because Chelsea will be a good, they're probably going to win the league this year. City will be up there. And if Arsenal buy some players, I feel like next year is going to be a really competitive Premier League. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, in 2014 it was really tight for a long while in the Premier League. This year, at the moment, it looks like there's only probably two teams, possibly three, if we can really get a run together that are actually in the title race. But last season there was four teams with only a couple of points in it for a long while. Other highlights, obviously, of the year are obviously there was a great World Cup in Brazil. And there was obviously some great goals. Not notably the Robin van Persie goal with the Daley Blind assist, which was a world-class goal, up there with one of the goals of the year, and that capitulation for Spain against Holland was really up there with one of the games, and also that Brazil and Germany game, who nobody would have predicted such a hammering. I thought that probably Germany were probably, for me, the favourites to win the World Cup, and they did actually ended up winning it. So most of my predictions last year were actually right, because I thought also that Real Madrid would probably be up there for the Champions League as well. Also, there were shocks in the Spanish La Liga with Atletico Madrid winning that. But that was a real highlight, that World Cup in Brazil. I expect you really enjoyed some of them great games, some shocks and all sorts in the tournament.
Yeah, it was a great World Cup. It was pretty predictable, the final. I mean, you knew that Argentina had the firepower and the all-around. They had Messi on their team, Di Maria, Higuain, Aguero. They had some firepower. They had a decent, back line. So you kind of saw Argentina being in there. And Germany all across the board, they're stacked in every position. They've really done well their association with developing youth players and things like that. That Robin van Persie goal was absolutely amazing. I saw that live. It was crazy. You know, the pass, for Daley Blind to look up and pick that pass, and then Robin van. It was just all around. It was just one of the best goals. And another goal that doesn't get enough credit was that Tim Cahill volley in the next game against the Netherlands. I thought that was incredible finishing, incredible composure. Another surprise was Costa Rica. Who saw them getting out of that group? Because I certainly didn't. They really went against the odds. I mean, they went on. They beat Italy. They beat Uruguay. I don't remember. I think they drew against England, or they beat England.
Yeah, drew against England.
So I mean, that's shocking. Then you had the Suarez bite too. Suarez bites Chiellini, and then a few minutes later, Diego Godin scores the game-winning goal, and Italy's out. And I really thought Italy were going to go far in this tournament because they're just one of those tournament teams. But the final was a great final, similar to the 2010. Got a real late goal to win it. I'm glad it didn't go to penalties. Was it cruel on Argentina? Maybe because they didn't finish their chances. But overall, what a great World Cup. And I'm really looking forward to the Euros because I think they're going to be a really good event as well. Speaking on the Champions League, how about Real Madrid hammering Bayern Munich? They just took it to them, hit them on the counter. It was similar to a Real Madrid-Barcelona. Barcelona tons of possession, and then Real Madrid hit them on the counter. And I thought that was kind of surprising because I thought Bayern Munich were the favorites. And going into this year's Champions League, I think that would be a worthy final, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. And then one more thought on the La Liga. What a great way to end that. For Atleti to win the title, I thought that was awesome. Because, you got the big two, and everybody expects them to be there at the end. And then Atleti are crashing the party with Diego Simeone. And he's a great manager because he gets the most out of his players. Those players really fight for him. And I think he's going to make a fantastic manager elsewhere. He was actually one of my picks to replace David Moyes, him or Conte from Juventus, who took the national job for Italy. But I'm happy that we got Louis van Gaal. And it was just a great year for football. There was a lot of surprises, a lot of great goals. Manchester United made some great signings, and I'm really looking forward to 2015. Hopefully it can mirror 2014, but only better for us.
Yeah, definitely. As you're talking about Simeone, Atletico Madrid, he did a fantastic job, and for me, probably up there for Coach of the Year for me.
Absolutely.
The two Spanish giants there, but it looks like the German coach will become Manager of the Year this year. They were really strong in that World Cup there, but I think that is a fantastic achievement to win the Spanish league, although they do often have to sell their best players, which is a bit unlucky for them. Over the years, they've sold so many great players: Aguero, Radamel Falcao, Fernando Torres. There's so many of them and now just recently, obviously, Diego Costa's gone, which it is a real blow for them. But almost winning that Champions League, I mean, that was really a fantastic achievement. I mean, they were only moments away from winning it, and I really didn't think that they were going to win it on the night. But then obviously in extra time, Real Madrid did blow them away. Gareth Bale getting the crucial second goal. So really it's been a fantastic year. That really was a fantastic game, that one, where they blew Bayern Munich away in Germany. I never thought that they would blow them away like that. I thought that I had a feeling that they would get that 10th Champions League. I don't know what made me think it. They would just had quite a strong side with Ronaldo and Di Maria playing really fantastically well last season, and I just had a feeling that they might get that Champions League, and still at this moment in time no one has retained it, so looking on to this year, maybe Real Madrid could be the ones to retain it, but there's so many good teams in that Champions League, it's hard to know who may win it. Is there any other great memories you've got from this year?
I think for me and you, I think the best Manchester United goal has to be the Patrice Evra screamer in Germany, and the 20 or 30 seconds that followed it. I just want to tell you, I was moving out of my place and moving into a new one. I had an empty house, and I remember he scored that goal. I got up, I kicked my chair across the room, and I celebrated like it was the last goal that I would ever see Manchester United score. And then I think it was Schweinsteiger or Mandzukic that brought that crashing down. No, it wasn't Schweinsteiger. I think it was Mandzukic. But either way, what a goal. But other than that, it was a good year. I'm really happy with our signings. I'm really happy with the new boss, and I hope everyone has a good new year. And hopefully we can get a win against Stoke tomorrow. Tomorrow's a good day for sports.
Yeah, there's a lot of games on tomorrow. Hopefully this coming year it's going to be another great year, especially for Manchester United. And we move on to the Stoke game for the first game of the year. So hopefully we can get 3 points there. I just want to wish everyone a very happy new year. And hopefully it is a great year for all of you. And another great year for football, really, in general.
Absolutely. So comment, like, subscribe, check us out on Twitter. Anybody else want to come on, join us for these Google Plus Hangouts? You know, we're not professionals. We're just fans who like doing this. And hopefully, you know, we can help this channel grow in the new year.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be great if some other people would come on the channel. I'll leave both the links to our Twitter accounts in the comments below. Follow us there and just let us know if you want to come on and talk to us. We're accepting all fans, mainly Manchester United fans on here, but also if you're the opposition, an opposition fan, and Manchester United are about to play a match against someone, then you can come on and let us know your thoughts on the game as well. We'll happily have you on the show. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you all again soon.